Hi, welcome to the Survivor's Guide to a Dystopian Future. I'm your host, Justin Nichols. The word dystopia is most often used to describe a society characterized by human misery as squalor, oppression, disease, and overcrowding. I have picked a few of my favorite movies that I feel are very successful in portraying this idea on the big screen. These 8 movies are easily classified into 2 main groups: post-apocalypse and government or social control. Each of these movies offer a degree of a possible reality of our own future, and of course the best way to be prepared for the possible future scenarios is to be well informed about what to do. Ironically, post-apocalypse movies seem to revolve around a man-made event rather than an act of God, and they require a single or a small group of protagonists to survive. In all of these movies, and many more that I have found, it is man's inability to live peacefully that has caused this act. So after a nuclear fallout has consumed the world, a God force is sometimes used to create a single entity and bring him through the hazards to deliver a message, in this case, a simple book. So keep in mind that if you do survive a nuclear holocaust and find yourself salvaging rusted metal for shelter, help out the one riding solo on an epic journey. More than likely, they are just senile from the lack of and total collapse of society, but in rare cases, they could very well be on a journey that you could never understand. After all, hearing a voice and then obeying it, in our culture, is a foolproof one-way trip to the psych ward. Being the slave of a master race or species is a huge problem, I hope, with our society today, especially if the master race was something that we created in the first place. In this popular series, the struggle of humanity is waged within the minds of the sleeping populace. Being used for nothing more than energy, it is up to a select few to break the cycle and free humanity from the clutches of an evil robot face. As this fight can take place in your mind, it is best to practice in your own dreams to fly and perform superhuman techniques that could one day save us all. Humans are dumb. Apparently, in the future, the FDA no longer requires clinical studies over a long period of time to check a cure's stability in humans, possibly because they were bought by Brondo, the thirst mutilator. So beware of the miracle shot, as it could be the end of your human life and make you something more of a night owl, albeit you won't be anything pretty to look at. Should you be turned, enjoy the occasional meal of your counter-species and take charge of your fellow vampire or zombie friends. After all, leading a massive attack and sacrificing your brethren to save a girl is the stuff of legends. Again, blame humans for the lack of security with such a highly contagious virus and overachieving animal rights activists. You might not be lucky enough to be in a coma and wake up all alone wondering what the hell's going on, but you should also realize that your chance of escape from the crazy seeking your brains and limbs or intestines is slim to none. Nothing can stop these greedy bloodsuckers except maybe a high-paying settlement or a shot to the head. Use your own discretion in this matter. So once again, keep an eye on the animal rights activist people, for they can bring about the end of humanity by breaking into a research facility with minimal security that happens to be housing the most volatile virus known to mankind. Big Brother 101. Pay attention. You are very well being watched right now. I have found that it may not be the most well-known flicks that provide the best how-tos when it comes to dodging your friendly Uncle Sam. Not that I would condone dodging Uncle Sam. The Socialist Society Cure-All. That's right, when we give up all of our rights to a dictator, this stuff all seems to hit the fan. So keep democracy safe and vote, or something like that, whatever. Don't worry though. If it all goes downhill, someone with a sweet Halloween mask will save us. Another thing to look out for is mottos of the powers to be that just happen to show up everywhere you go. This is probably a very good sign that you should seek out a fortress underground or have already invested in an old government missile silo and shut the door and just simply wait it out. It's that cure-all medicine again. This is probably a bit closer to home than any other possibilities, as we already have this type of medicine that we use on a daily basis in society. ADHD, depression, learning disorders, mood swings, diets, etc. All of these and many more could potentially be linked to an ultimate government force seeking out those that still have an opinion and a drug-free thought. But just as all hope seems to be lost, someone forgets to take their meds and they flip out, killing everything that moves against them in a suicidal overthrow of power. Of course, they are highly trained in the art of death and can't be stopped, so just sit back and wait for the Ritalin to wear off. Bad boys, meet yourself. Should drugs take over the country, because that's such an unlikely event, narc on yourself as a cop and confuse everyone into not having any idea what's going on until it all makes sense, about the third time through. Plus, you get to wear these sweet scramble suits. It's the highly addictive drugs and the seemingly innocent rehab clinics that run this show, so no matter what, there's no way out alive. Well, with a fully functioning brain anyway. Leave it to the lost souls to bring down this type of empire. Have you figured out the theme to humanity's demise? Drugs, of course. War and petty arguments over dated resources are distant ideals that shouldn't concern you as you star in your own music video by some other band. Time travel and the paradox of the impossible make it alright. So, if you're tripping out in front of the mirror and have a delayed response, don't worry about it. You're an important asset, and you should simply let things happen, as it will bring you to the happy ending and save or destroy the universe. You shouldn't care, though. You won't be here for it either way. I hope you've enjoyed this quick survival guide to the dismal future we face as humanity. I hope my quick tips have helped those who will lead the future of mankind to the utopia that seems to elude us all at this time.